everyone, Firesticks Dave here. Welcome to the Pub Crawl with Herbie and Angry Phil. What is going on today, guys? What's new? What do you want to talk about today?
Not much is new. College football is in full swing. NFL is in full swing. MLB playoffs about to start up. They've just got going. So a lot to talk about. It's been a little bit since we've been able to get together, get this going. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, not much is new. The Bears are still a very bad organization.
They might be a worse organization that makes them. That's why they're a bad team.
The Bears literally have broke me as a fan.
More than the Cubs did? I just want to know.
No, because I knew what the expectations were with the Cubs. Although I was very aggravated that they couldn't make the playoffs, they literally collapsed in September. It was like watching the old Cubs. But nothing's more disappointing than the Bears right now. Just absolute trash.
All right, let's get started there then. Let's start with the Bears and their 0-4 start.
Where do we even start? They're
0-4 and blew a lead.
A 21-point lead with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. It's never happened in the history of the Bears.
Yeah, that's it's hard to say, especially because after week 3 and Justin Fields' bad game against Kansas City, and the team's overall bad game, but the fact that Fields and the offense can get anything going even down there in the second half when they were down big, for him to come out the way he did against Denver, and then for them to struggle down the stretch, him with a couple turnovers, the defense not be able to stop Denver, and then the coaching, it's like it all starts with coaching. Mike Tomlin, after their loss against the Texans, basically took ownership right away. He says, we put out bad product there, we have to be better. And all Eberflus freaking says is, we got to get better with the fundamentals. We got to get better. Get the fuck out of here with the fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, come on. It's like your team has to perform better. You have to make the better decisions. You have to put them in the right spot. In the first half, the first drive, he goes for it, chooses to punt instead of go for it. You're 0-3. You're at home. Get your fans something to cheer about. Get your team momentum.
Let me ask you this real quick. You're a coach. You've been coaching for years yourself. Take it from a step back. What about the leadership standpoint? If he's we got to get better about the fundamentals. Is he passing the buck on to his players rather than taking hit himself?
I think he's saying that the team itself fundamentally isn't doing the things you have to do to give them the best chance to win on game day. And that's just a combination of players' work ethic, players taking discipline, and their overall approach to little things, in this case football, in other case sports. It could be basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever. But that's also coaching. Coaching, you cannot, especially in football, you cannot let the little things go by. So I think he's not throwing it on the players, but I think he's also not taking 100% accountability for it.
Yeah, and then like some of the play calls, I thought Getz did a pretty good job overall, but that 4th and 1 play in the fourth quarter, I don't understand why they won't sneak Fields in. Why can they not learn from the Eagles?
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at. Like, first drive, they choose to punt, and then to tie a game with 2 minutes to go. And they said it repeatedly, anywhere you listen, you kick the field goal there. You force Russell Wilson to beat you with a touchdown, and then if they do get in scoring position, it's still a tie game.
Yeah.
Now you're allowing him just to go 30 yards or 40 yards, and we saw what happened. They kicked the game-winning field goal, and the Bears on the downside.
I didn't mind them going for it as much because, they could end the game, essentially. So I didn't have a problem, but, if I knew they were going to call that bullshit-ass play, then, yeah, they should have kicked the field goal.
Yeah, no, you have to have the ball in your best playmaker's hands there, Justin Fields.
Yes. He would have got it, too, by the way. The way he ran off after he handed him the ball off and he trailed off, he would have gotten it, but I don't know. It's mind-boggling. It's, I feel like the season felt like it was over before that game, but then watching Fields, absolutely explode, even though it was against the worst defense in the NFL, one of the worst. I think the Bears have the worst defense, so it was two of the worst defenses, and to lose
Broncos
the way we did.
Smoked. They gave up 70 points.
That's true.
So, defensively, the Bears are bad, and so are the Broncos. But the Bears, you can say they're the worst because Khalil Mack had 6 sacks in his last game. The Bears have 2 sacks as a team. The Bears have 2 turnovers as a team, and they were against Blaine Gabbert when they were down by 4 scores.
Alexis.
Thank you.
Sexy.
Thank you, Big Sexy.
I also have a comment to make. What about, so didn't the Broncos lose like before they played the Bears like crazy amount?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
They gave up 70
something
points.
Crazy.
That makes it more
And
embarrassing.
we lost to them, and news broadcasters that wanted to air the Bears, they were like, no, we don't want to air that anymore. What the heck, man?
Well, when you lose to a team that just gave up 70.
So sad.
All right, let's do shots about that,
Sexy
Alexis.
house.
Come on over here.
We can do a
Let's
shot.
do some shots.
The main thing, Hervey, is we lost a very winnable game, right? We're up 3 touchdowns. Where do we go from here? Let's take the shot first.
That was crazy. Right? Or no?
It was bad. It was definitely bad on the Bears.
Where do you think we go from here? Like, what do we need to look forward to? Do we watch Fields
2024.
continue to develop and then see what happens with the coaching? The coaching staff, I think, is going to get fired. They may get fired after we lose to Washington. I have no belief that we're going to be Washington. They're going to sack Fields 900 times.
Well, the old saying is you can only go up from here because the Bears are basically as bad as can be right now.
Yeah.
And the other saying in the NFL is if you're a team that's not playing for a division, playoffs, you know it's going to be a long season. You just have to simply play for yourself,
Your job.
for your teammates, for your job.
Yeah, because other teams are watching. Like, these guys should not be. They shouldn't be shutting it down. I mean,
No.
Every year is a different year. You're fighting for your job every play. So I don't see them giving up.
We're less than a third away through the season. There's no way they can't be giving it up, you know.
Well, no, it's not giving it up, but they're also them, the Giants. You know, they're talking about
The
all right,
Bengals.
huh?
The Bengals.
Not so much Bengals, but they're 2 teams that are off to 0-4 starts, or excuse me, in the Giants' case, a 1-3 start. But they're already talking about top of the draft. Are we drafting Caleb Williams? Are we drafting Drake May?
Too early.
Are we tanking for that? So the Bears, it's only going up from here. As bad as they've played, their next couple games are winnable. Washington, Vegas, Minnesota. They're not good teams either. They're better than the Bears, but it's just you want to get a win. You want to get some type of positivity in the locker room at House Hall, and hopefully give us fans something to cheer about.
Do you think they should fire Eberflus if he loses Thursday?
No, they cannot fire Eberflus only because, and this shows how much of a S show it's been with the Bears. Defensive coordinator puts on personal leave. Then
We still don't know what the fuck he did.
yeah, we can suspect, and then he resigns. Now Eberflus is calling the play, so you're on your second play caller of the year. If we fire Eberflus, you're on your third defensive play caller of the year, and then you look at the coaching staff. There's no man there with any head coaching experience.
Yeah, it could actually get worse.
It could.
Break
Yeah.
that down for me again on defense. I caught bits and pieces. I never really caught the full story, and
So the
maybe
Bears
there isn't a full story yet.
So no, week 2, the Bears defensive coordinator, like Wednesday or Thursday before the game, doesn't practice, and then we're told he won't go to Tampa with the team, and then the following week he resigns, and supposedly his home was raided by the FBI, and they say it's personal and family matters. But long story short is he's no longer there, so Eberflus is now calling the defensive plays, so they essentially don't have a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So, and if they go ahead and fire Eberflus, you'll be on your third DC, a new head coach, on a team that would be 0-5. Then you really can say you're over with, and then we're looking to hopefully get the number 1 pick and hope that Caleb Williams comes out of the draft, who may not even come out of the draft because he says he can make just as much money going back to USC if it's not the right situation. He might pull a Eli Manning, a John Elway, and hold that card.
No, I was saying that
The microphone works better if you don't hide it from your hand.
The Bears can make his life miserable by just drafting him and having his rights.
Yeah,
Because he can't go back. Well, I guess he can just stay in school, period, and not get affected by it. But
well, no, I think he's saying that he would not even declare for the draft. He just may say I'll just stay at USC and make my money that way with the NIL, and then if I don't see the top number 1 team being a place I want to go to.
yeah, but what I don't understand. So like, he's gonna risk his career playing another year when he's already the number 1 pick. A lot of people are saying that he's going to be the number one pick. He looks like the number one pick. You're going to risk your career just because you're making good money.
Well, you're not risking your career. A lot of these players are already insurance covered. They're playing college football. They're already covered by the insurance.
Okay.
He can tear his ACL tomorrow, and he'll get millions of dollars by whoever covered him because of what
It
his.
won't be as much as what he's going to be making from
Exactly.
the NFL.
But
But he'll
it's-
still get something.
Yes, he's still
So
saying-
he's trying to play, oh, I'm not too worried about money.
Yes, he's saying I can make my money through NIL, and then Arizona Cardinals have the number one pick. I'm cool with Arizona.
Yeah.
I'll declare.
But whatever team he goes to, like, it's very weird because whoever drafts him is going to be a bad team anyways. It's going to be a bad situation anyways.
He says that it's maybe marketing. It could be simply coaching standpoint. Because right now, if you look across the NFL,
Yeah.
and you can say this is why Mac Jones is struggling. You can say this is why Justin Fields is struggling.
Okay.
You can say this is why. Who am I missing here? Trevor Lawrence struggled his first year.
Yeah.
If you're not put in the right situation, and you don't feel like the people from top to bottom, the front office,
Supporting
the coaching
cast,
staff,
the culture of the organization.
if you don't feel it's right, you're not going to succeed. It does not matter. Trevor Lawrence, he still hasn't taken off like I thought he would this year.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to have a good year. But his first year under Urban Meyer was terrible.
Yeah.
He gets Doug Peterson in there, a Super Bowl head coach. And now he's looking like that guy who's going to take the next leap. It's a matter of time. That team overall is struggling offensively. So once it clicks, it's going to be fine. But it all starts with, are you put into the right organization?
What is Jacksonville's deal this year? Is it the line?
No, I just think right now they're just struggling a little bit, across the board. They played Kansas City. They played Houston, who knows them well.
Yeah.
And they played Indianapolis, who knows them well. And then they just beat an Atlanta team that they should beat. So I just think they played three teams that know them well. One Super Bowl defending champions, two teams in their division. I just think it's a matter of time before they break out.
I feel like there hasn't been like a team that was. I feel like even if you look through top to bottom in the NFL right now, you can say that every team has some type of issue. Like, there's no team that has their shit together right now, in my opinion. Like, even the Eagles, undefeated,
They're struggling.
they're struggling. They're, Jalen Hurts hasn't looked great. He's looked okay, I would say. Kansas City, they can't score.
Yeah. And they need wide receivers.
They're winning. That's a good sign, but they can't score. That could be a problem in the future when we're trying to make the playoffs. Right now, they're having trouble scoring, and Mahomes hasn't looked like Mahomes.
But that just goes back to what we were talking about before we started talking about the individual teams, individual players. It's about the organization. Philadelphia is struggling, but they're still winning because they have a locker room that says, hey, by all means, get the job done, get the W on Sunday. Kansas City says, everything doesn't look great, everything isn't rosy, get the W on Sunday. Same thing with Jacksonville. The Bears, on the other hand, it's just simply
Everything's falling apart.
everything's falling apart.
Yeah.
And hopefully with a victory soon can hopefully right the ship a little bit. The Cubs just couldn't get those breaks. Like Mark Leiter Jr., he can be great at times. He can be god-awful.
Yeah.
But when he's pitching the ninth inning in a meaningful game, it's not good.
He got the first out, I remember, and then I was like, watch out with Ozuna, and then Ozuna hits a home run.
Yeah.
Like it was a no-doubter. It was just so frustrating to watch.
So obviously we are a Chicago-centric show, and that was massively disappointing. Cubs choking. At least the White Sox did you a favor, and they were out of it by, I don't know, May.
April 1st?
Yeah. I was still literally sitting at the bar, and Cubs fans were getting upset when they were blowing these games. And then I'm like, I feel your pain. I'm like, well, at least for a White Sox fan, I knew my season was over on April 25th. So
They didn't tease you.
they didn't tease me at all.
No.
So, it hurts. So,
Did they get to 100 losses? I think they did,
yes,
right?
they did. They had 101 losses.
Triple digits, baby.
It's mind-boggling.
I just hope going into the offseason that the Cubs are going to spend money, but I don't feel good about it because Ricketts always says something that leaves a door for an excuse of not spending money. Well, we'll see how, free agency could be a little crazy or something like that. He'll put that extra line in there, meaning we're going to try to spend money, but we're not going to spend ridiculous amount of money.
Well, let's go back to what you just said, Phil.
Yeah.
You said you were disappointed, but the expectations weren't that high. So with the expectations not being as high, and them getting to 85, 86 wins, whatever they got to, and them going down basically to the last week of the baseball season, they have zero excuse to not spend money. Ohtani's out there. there's 5 teams. You've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
There's 5 teams out there that can be in a bid for Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Cubs, and then maybe throw in. He's not going back to the Angels. Then you can throw in maybe San Francisco and maybe Seattle.
You don't think he's going to go back to the Angels?
No, there's no chance he's going back to the Angels.
You think Moreno's not going to offer him money?
No, they shut it down. They got rid of Renfro. They shut, Renfro, Grishik, Giolito, Reynaldo Lopez, all the guys that they acquired at the deadline. They DFA'd. I think I've already said that they may take calls on Trout. They're a team that has a high payroll that needs to start over. And
Because they don't have enough players to put around those two guys.
yeah, and Rendon's literally played 90 games since he signed a contract with them, and he's making $35 million
He's
a
so
year.
good with the Nationals.
Yeah,
He earned that contract, and he looks like dog shit now.
I think he's
And he can't stay healthy. You're right.
I think he's content with just if I'm healthy to play, I'll play.
He hasn't even played a whole season.
No,
Like,
I think it's around 90 or 100 games since he signed the contract.
wow, that's.
I could be a
so
little under,
bad.
but at most it's one full
The
baseball
Angels
season.
should rebuild,
Yes,
and they probably should have traded Ohtani.
yes, in terms of trying to get something for him, but
I admire them sticking up for their fan base and doing what the fan base wanted, and
Yeah, because the money's rolling in.
putting it right. It's rolling in. It's
he
the
still ended up
attendance.
missing the last 3-4 weeks though with the elbow
He
injury.
ended up doing that anyway.
Yeah.
As well as Trout. Trout got re-injured.
Yes.
He came back and they got re-injured.
But going back to the Cubs, there's no reason why they shouldn't spend money. They need to at least have a conversation or two with Ohtani's people.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to pitch next year, but the man's going to play DH for you, bat .310, hit 45 home runs, drive in 110 runs.
That's what we're missing. We're missing.
That's 100% what you're missing.
Yeah.
And then he's still only 27, 20 years old. You come back, you have an ace. In 2025, and then with him, you're
Well-
you're a playoff team.
Well,
with or without him pitching next year.
Well, he has the talent to be an ace, and he's shown that. But I don't know if we can count on him to get into the playoffs and stuff. I don't see Ohtani's a little bit different in my opinion with how many innings he's able to pitch.
Well,
has he finished a whole season?
As a pitcher, maybe not. As a player, yes.
Yeah.
But that's where it comes down to how are you going to build your roster? How are you going to construct your team?
Yeah.
Are you going to be like the Dodgers who carry 6 starting pitchers at all times? Are you going to be like the Astros who have young guns ready to go to save arms, come July, August, September, because you expect your team to be in position and already ready to make the playoffs?
Sure.
The Cubs have to build their roster to where we have Ohtani, but we need to be able to skip a start here, put him on the IL, for whatever, and then all of a sudden, because we're up 5-6 games, we're up 7 or 8 games,
Yeah.
we're comfortably in the playoff picture. St. Louis sucks. Milwaukee's not that good.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's up and coming. Pittsburgh sucks. This should be the Cubs division for the next 5, 6, 7 years with no questions asked.
You're not worried about Cincinnati?
They're not there yet. The Cubs have a core. We've had this conversation. They have Horner. They have Swanson. They have Morel. They have Happ. They have Suzuki.
Okay.
That's your core right now.
Yep.
Okay. And then you have Pete Crow Armstrong, who's a young gun. He's their number 1 prospect. You hope he pans out. He's going to play Gold Glove defense. He's Albert Almora at worst. Okay. No, I mean that's serious.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
he's going to play Gold
I
Glove
hope a
defense
little
for
bit
you.
better hitting wise.
And then you need more
Yeah.
from him for the
Fast as
stick.
hell.
Yeah, he's a very good athlete. So now that's why you need to talk about Ohtani. That's why you need to talk about possibly making a trade for another guy who is a certified All-Star. I saw some rumor earlier this week that Pete Alonso was interested in the Cubs.
Yes.
It might not be true, but it's because it's rumors. But
Well-
put Pete Alonso at first, absolutely.
The idea in that rumor too is that they want to team up with Bellinger, which would be great.
Yeah.
But where do you put Bellinger and Pete Crow then? If Bellinger does come back.
Well, Bellinger, 2 things. Bellinger doesn't have to play center field. He just happened to play center field because that's where he played in L.A.
Yeah.
And that's where he plays for the Cubs. Bellinger can play left field. Bellinger can play right field. Bellinger's, when you're a Gold Glove outfielder, you can play all 3.
Do you think having 4? So if Pete Crow is part of the roster, can they essentially make room for 4 outfielders and just kind of rotate? And then Bellinger can play DH sometimes.
All right, so let's do a
Or Pete
hypothetical.
Alonso as well. Yeah.
So let's do a hypothetical.
Okay.
Say they bring in a power hitting first baseman. Right?
Alonso.
Alonso.
Yep.
Your lineup then becomes Amaya catcher. I'm assuming you're re-signing Gomes because Gomes had a great year.
No, he has a year left. So
So
we should be
he's
good. Yeah,
there.
He's
so,
there.
So they're splitting time.
Yep.
All right. Then you got left to right. on the diamond, you got question mark at third base. Right now it's Manigro, Morel. Okay. Then you got Swanson, Horner, Alonso, and then left to right you have Happ, Pete Crow, and Bellinger. And then Suzuki. So you have 4 outfielders. Your only the everyday outfielder needs to be Pete Crow Armstrong. The other 3 can rotate at DH and save wear and tear on the body.
So DH helps in that sense.
Yes, the DH helped.
Yeah.
The DH was a must.
Keep everyone fresh too.
The DH was a must for baseball for offensive standpoint and for body standpoint and saving hitters. You know, all the good hitters, a third of their games, a quarter of their games are DH.
Yeah.
Because they can't have risk injury or wear down as the year goes on.
I think we're gonna have to do a shot and agree to disagree on this one. And I never liked the DH.
Why is that?
What's next?
No.
You're gonna make your catchers. You're gonna say, hey, catchers are the least exciting player offensively. Let's not let them hit. Let's go ahead.
That
and,
would never happen.
No, you're replacing the pitcher.
again. Why?
You would rather
Why?
see the pitcher hit.
1,000%. 9 players, 9 batters.
So
Do
you're
it.
so you're saying it from a strategy standpoint. You like the old school batter pitcher 8, batter pitcher 9 strategy. Do we bunt here? Do we let them swing away here? To me, I don't like that because
Injuries.
injuries for your fielders possibly, but injury for your pitcher also hitting because he has to run.
Yes.
But we see all the time hitters get hit on the elbow, the hand. You know, Carlos Correa just got hit in the
They've
playoff
got body
game.
armor these days. They're good.
Pitchers are meant to pitch.
Remember Kerry Wood? Kerry Wood would jack a homer or 2.
Yeah, but that was so
Every month.
rare. That was very rare.
Would you rather have Kerry Wood or would you rather have Kyle Schwarber?
By principle, I want the guy who's out there with the glove. How can you flash the leather when you're riding the pine? Can't happen.
So getting back to the Cubs conversation,
Yeah.
they shouldn't. If they hold tight with their pockets and they pull a fucking Reinsdorf, because that's essentially what they'd be doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we'll just add bullpen arms and go back off the same lineup we had.
That's like the fucking nightmare I'm having. Like, I feel like they're just going to get a bunch of, like, upgraded relief pitchers.
Because the obvious hole right now is the relief pitching.
Yeah.
And they need another starter. But in today's baseball game, offense wins baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened to the Rays. In 4 playoff games, the Rays scored a total of 2 runs in the last 2 postseasons. Great pitching. Starting pitching went down. It didn't matter if Rasmussen was healthy. It didn't matter if Spriggs was healthy. It didn't matter if I'm missing someone else. But it didn't matter. Even if they're healthy, 2 of them don't even pitch because they're going to get swept out of the wild card because they can't score a goddamn run.
Yeah. They had 1 run today, right? Yeah, 1 run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Rangers lineup is deep.
and you have to score runs. The Rangers don't have much pitching. Eovaldi started back the clock, being a good postseason pitcher again. Jordan Montgomery was great in Game 1, but they still scored 7 runs and 6 runs. You have a chance to win. So the Cubs have to spend money, get a 3-4 hitter, a 2 hitter, wherever you want to pluck him, a top of the order hitter that's going to hit the baseball consistently. And then you add to the bullpen, and the bullpen is Jekyll or Hyde because these guys get hurt all the time. And just because they had 1 good year doesn't mean they're going to have back-to-back good
That's
years.
true. You never know what you're going to get out of your bullpen, whether you spend money or not. It's just a wild card. That's why they're in the bullpen, you know?
As one of my favorite football players always said, and I say this all the time to people and to my teams, the best defense is a good offense. You score more than the other team, you cannot lose.
Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago.
Yes. And then in football,
Not this year.
and in football, you can
Not
figure
this year.
and you can
We have a
figure it
better
out.
defense.
As I was gonna say, you can figure out and get better defensively. And in baseball, as the season goes on, you can find those holes and fill them in with relief pitching. So the Cubs have to be buyers and be on the market.
I really hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, I have
Alpha
2 of them.
Garrett.
I have the same guys, but I took Arias because his fucking broken leg looking like Captain Hook. he can't fucking run. Did you see Arias should have had a double yesterday, and he barely made it
He
to
got
first
1
base.
hit, and that's
He got-
all I needed him for my parlay. And Yahtzee.
Did you hit
baby.
it? Did
Oh,
you
yeah,
hit it?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
I had about 6 players listed out that they get a hit. And they
Dave's
got-
that motherfucker that puts $10 on a 17 team parlay, and he hits it for fucking like 1,400. All
not
right.
1,400, but about an 80, 90 spot. Yeah.
And we're here fucking putting 100, 200, or whatever.
Hang out with me more, Phil. I'll teach you my ways. You won't be so angry all the time. By the way, that is how Angry Phil got his name, Angry Phil. He really
this
sucks
recording?
at betting. Yeah, it is.
It is? I'm
Why-
glad. Put it
why-
on this.
You just gonna blaze up a heater? Right in
Yeah,
the middle
I'm
of the
fucking
session?
annoyed. I had some drinks. I'm a little annoyed right now with the Bears. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Bears, pieces of shit.
That segment's passed.
It's the segment never ends until we find a quarterback. It's an ongoing issue.
So, hey, while we're at it, no, keep going with your heater. You're good.
You still making that bet, Hervey?
I'm trying to
While
get
you're doing this, let's dig into this
is
a little
real.
bit more, Phil.
This is real. Welcome to real life here.
Yeah, there's nothing fake about this.
No,
podcast.
this is absolutely real. This is what we do.
Yes.
What you're getting out of this camera, the filming and everything, this is real shit here.
Players Pub and Grill, Prospect Heights. All right. You know where we'll
Plugging
be.
them in.
You know, come join us. You know, tell us your stories. We'll put them on the air.
We're gonna pretend that we care. And then- while we're focusing on those total bases.
Hey, Phil, how much money have you lost in the last 48 hours on betting on overs?
I saw not annoying. Thank you.
Thank you.
On overs? No.
Yeah.
I've been
Because all
thinking
these
on
wild card
overs.
games are hitting unders.
No, you're right. So you know I like doing overs, but not
I
in
do
the
know
baseball playoffs. Not in the baseball playoffs. I was doing total bases yesterday.
Phil likes
with
being the
Hervey.
top.
I was doing total bases. It's kind of annoying. You can go based on statistics, but
Is
they
it
always
annoying
say-
because you don't win? Or is
Yeah,
it
that has a
annoying?
little to do with it.
Yeah,
that's
so maybe you should change your ways, man.
maybe I should invest it.
Yeah, invest it in better bets. Like hits.
We should
It's a
start, Hervey. If we were instead of gambling, we were just contributing to a charity. That charity would be rich.
That charity would love us. We'd be the greatest people ever.
I got news for you. The three of us could be the charity. So, come on.
No, but I love gambling. It's fun when you win, and when you lose, it's still fun because you tell all these shit stories. And you realize you're a fucking loser.
Hey.
But at least we got beer.
Hey, cheers
As long
to
as
you
we
for
have cold
that.
beer, we have cold beer.
Cheers to you for that. And I want to give Phil props. I'm going to tell everyone a quick story. After my cheers sip. So,
I didn't even finish. this
Angry
fucking
Phil
beer.
over here. We were watching what we were watching. We were watching football a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
and
Thursday night.
it was 7 minutes before kickoff, and Phil decided that he had to fill that 7 minutes with some other form of gambling.
Slots.
And so Phil goes around the corner here at Players
It
Pub
was
and
during
Grill,
the Chiefs Detroit game. I remember.
here in Prospect Heights, and Phil goes ahead. He starts playing slots, and Phil wins money. And the next thing I know, I got a $20 bill slapped in front of me, and I'm like, "What's that for?"
And I ended up losing everything.
And as it turns out,
And I
Phil
asked
is
for
that rare guy that you might come across once in a blue moon. That
I
instead
needed
of
those-
buying his friends drinks, he pays them out cash. And I'm like, fucking A. Need
Yeah.
more of that in my life.
What's funny is I was up like 700-800, and then like I was just in a good mood, and I thought I was gonna hit my bets because they were looking good, and then lost everything. The bets didn't hit, and then I was like, man, I should have never gave those $20.
So-
but that's
So
what I
everything
do.
I just said you regretted?
No,
Is
no,
that
no.
what
I
you're
don't
saying?
regret.
No,
I don't
no,
regret.
no.
That's what I was do. Hervey,
So-
every time I hit something in the slots, I'll give you some money.
So we live by a motto here, or we do our best to.
Like he's
When one wins, we all win. Me, Phil, and our buddy, Mr. Malenko, we've known each other since grade school, and we all like to look to get extra money or entertain ourselves by gambling at times, and we hit from time to time, and when we do, we make sure we take care of people. So
Yeah.
Phil does that, and he does not regret it. I do it from time to time. Haven't been able to do it too much this year because we had a rough year. I can say that for sure. You know, win 2 or 3, just lose 4 or 5 in a
There's
row.
good years and there's bad years. Come
Yeah,
on.
you know, there's good months and there's bad months. You
But
know?
there's nothing. There's not a better feeling when you're up money and you just want to share with your friends and stuff. Like it's stupid. I mean, maybe it's not stupid. I mean, anyone's entitled to do what they want to do. But like, you just win and then like you have like no friends and you're just like happy by yourself. Kind of, right? And but I'd rather see everyone else happy too. It's not that big of a deal. It really isn't.
if you're a
especially
recreation-
with the amount of money we're losing, it shouldn't be a big deal.
If you're a recreational gambler, you are not gambling to pay bills, to
No.
make a big profit, to break the bank. You're doing it because you enjoy it. You want to get the satisfaction of winning. You just want to be able to say, "Hey,
It's more about the feeling. It is.
and
There's-
the entertainment of the game."
It
I was
is.
really hoping that you're going to take an altruistic turn there and say it's more about me winning big and paying out 20s to my friends.
No, it's. I love doing that. I mean, Herbie, that one night, I remember I gave you like 5 different times $20 just to hit again, and you're just gambling on horses, and you're like, "Fuck, I lost again." I was just like, I kept giving it to you until I was like, I can't do it enough. It's just like, at some point we gotta, especially we were doing horses at 1 a.m., just hitting that last race and stuff.
What
but
horse race is going at 1 a.m.? California, I guess?
Australia, right?
There's the Cali kills about 1 sometimes. Australia's going. Yeah, no. Hey, if you like your gambling, Players got it for you.
Yeah,
You know,
it's everywhere.
It's here all day. 11 to 2 a.m.
So we just got done talking about Chicago sports, Cubs, White Sox. Very disappointing. Everyone's drinking just a bit more than they were before.
I would have been drinking the same.
Phil already talked about the Bears and his massive disappointment in the Bears, and it's only
No,
week
it's not
5.
only disappointment. It's anger, and
Rage?
said, it's rage.
Okay.
They fucking broke me. Like it never seems. Things never seem to get better with the Bears.
So
Like,
as
it
a
just-
Chicago sports fan,
yeah,
it's Blackhawks season, baby.
Oh,
That's the
my
only thing we have
God.
to look forward to, right? What? How about the?
I
Well,
can't-
okay,
I
give me a
can't
quick
look
Bulls
forward to-
outlook.
Let's go, Hawks. Let's fucking.
Well, there's really not much to look forward to in terms of Chicago sports outside in terms of winning, outside of maybe the Cubs next year. But in terms of Blackhawks, got Connor Bedard. Supposedly the next can't miss. Bulls.
They say generational talent.
Generational talent. From what I've heard, I'm not the biggest hockey fan. I enjoy going to them in public, in person. They're extremely fun, live events. And then I'll watch when it's on TV,
or if you have a bet on it.
I was going to say, or if I'm down a bunch of money, then I have to throw some hockey in, try to get it back.
That last minute 9:30 San Jose game.
San Jose,
I'm
Arizona
about as
Coyotes.
profitable in hockey as I am in baseball. It's about 50-50 at best.
Yeah, but no, the Hawks. I hear that Bedard's good. They're probably trying to get some other good young players around him. I don't think they expect much to win, but I'm just hoping from a Chicago fan standpoint that Bedard is that dude, and he's able to. The season tickets, I heard, the moment the Blackhawks got the number 1 pick, they sold like 3. They also all the season
off.
tickets and all the home games were automatically instantly sold out.
Who is his comparison right now? Crosby?
I don't know who is that comparison is, but he's just supposed to be a can't miss. Like in terms
Gretzky is what I'm hearing. Like
terms
they
of-
say,
Get out of here! I don't know much about hockey, but you're talking about the greatest of all time in hockey. That's crazy. That's crazy
okay.
talk.
Yes, thank you.
I didn't hear that comparison.
no, in terms of
I heard Crosby. I think.
Yeah, in terms of skill set, I'm not sure, but I just know he's supposed to be.
Well, we're not qualified to judge that. We can talk about Freddie Peralta and his skill set, but we can't really talk about Connor Bedard.
All
I
roads
just don't
lead
even know
back
what the
to
fuck
Phil's
icing is.
lost bets.
Well, I know Bedard's a very good goal scorer.
Yeah.
And I've heard on the radio when I'm on my route and doing my regular job that they said he's a playmaker too. So.
He had 2 assists in the first preseason game,
we need
and
to get some hockey experts on here.
we do.
Yeah, we definitely know some people.
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez. Yes. Adam Banks.
Adam Banks.
Charlie Conway.